Hi, everyone, and thank you for waking up with us on this Tuesday morning. I'm Jordan Schreier here with Lisa Bedell, and we're just getting started with your news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. New this morning, state troopers are trying to determine why a driver rear-ended another car on a state highway in Becker County. Both vehicles were eastbound on Highway 10 near Lake Park last night when a car driven by Jeray Williams of West Fargo hit an SUV in front of him.
The SUV ran off the road into oncoming traffic and crossed both oncoming lanes before landing in a ditch. Williams' vehicle rolled over on the highway and ended up in the ditch. State troopers say both drivers were wearing seatbelts and neither was seriously hurt. Also new this morning, 7 people were hurt when the pickup they were in sideswiped another vehicle along Interstate 94. It happened around 11 yesterday morning near Fergus Falls. The vehicle that was hit was stopped on the right shoulder of the highway, providing early warning for a construction zone.
State troopers say a pickup with 10 people inside was in the right lane when the driver sideswiped the parked construction vehicle. 7 people in the pickup were taken to the Fergus Falls Hospital for treatment, but their injuries are not serious. The driver of the construction vehicle was not hurt. It has been a constant battle this summer for Cass County vector control with aerial and ground spraying, but one neighborhood in particular has crews scratching their heads. The trap on Concordia's campus in Moorhead has the highest mosquito count in the area. Numbers in years past have sat around 200 or 300, but these days it's more than 700.
The city of Moorhead is now asking for help because traditional treatments don't seem to be working. They want you to report any ponds or pools of standing water on your property to Vector Control so they can come out and treat the area. Vector Control also wants to remind you to keep your lawn mowed and check your gutters, drains, and some pumps, hoping that if the standing water goes away, so will the mosquitoes.
It's 10 minutes before the top of the hour, and to see if we'll have more mosquito-making weather is Lisa Green.
We do on the way, but not for a while. Until then, we've got gorgeous weather to start off our day today. Lots of sun with that sunrise and temperatures that are really comfortable this morning. We'll be heating things up, though, as we head into this afternoon for us today. So looking at conditions that are going to be very summer-like on this early August day. We're going to see temperatures into the 50s to low 60s as you're stepping outside right now. It's 60 degrees in Fargo and 55 in Grand Forks. Light wind, a lot of calm reports coming in this morning. If we do have wind, it's out of the west or southwest, which is a nice warming direction, and we'll definitely feel that today. But because it's so quiet, we have had some fog develop. It's not dense, at least not at any of our reporting sites. We're at 3 miles in Foston and Carrington also at 3 miles. So there are some places where visibility is lowered just a little bit here. And on your radar and satellite map, nothing to show you. It's quiet as can be, aside, of course, from the fog that we're dealing with. That's the one hazard this morning. So we do have a nice day ahead of us today. Temperatures are going to be on the rise as we head toward the noon hour. We'll be approaching 80 degrees. And then heading into the afternoon, that's when we start to really heat up into some upper 80s in some spots ahead of a cold front that's going to move through. And this is going to trigger some rain and some thunderstorms coming up for tonight. And here's a look at what will happen. So this is 5 o'clock, still pretty quiet. But after dinner time and beyond, the chances for rain and storms increases, especially in the southwest early on. This continues through the late night hours. This is 10 o'clock. Some of us may not see anything until past midnight for some over into Minnesota. Something to keep in mind. It might be happening while you're sleeping here in the overnight hours. And some of these storms could be strong to severe. We have a marginal risk. It's the lowest risk on our severe risk scale, but still it's there. And most of us will be seeing that potential for rain and thunder that could produce some hail, could produce some wind gusts that could cause some damage if we see those storms ramp up to that level. So again, that's later tonight and into the overnight hours. Checking out your 7-day planner, expect to have temperatures that are going to be into the 70s once this front clears. So cooling down here for the rest of the week with our next chance for storms ramping up Friday and into Saturday. And now for a look at traffic, here's Devin Fry with the Valley Today's traffic on the move.
Good morning, Lisa, and happy Tuesday to the Red River Valley. We're continuing to cruise the Moorhead metro area, and the only thing really constricting traffic flow, it's an ideal day weather-wise, the only thing restricting traffic flow may be construction. As you can see here, we are currently stopped in the middle of the project on Cheyenne, which has been ongoing for a long time. The area behind me is still very congested, locked in, one lane on each side, and very boxed in with cones. And as you can see, that continues down here. So this is an area to avoid, but you can follow the detours and know that if you're going this way, still expect some delays. This is really the one area really affected by construction. One thing that hasn't started yet, which I was told we were going to start this week, was on I-29. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. For now, though, what day is today? It's Taco Tuesday. So Olay the day at Taco John's. For your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
It's now 7 minutes before 7. A Fargo father accused of killing his child while driving drunk is expected back in court today. Police say 31-year-old Christopher Devine lost control of his car on March 23rd on South University in Fargo. Slid sideways into oncoming traffic and was hit by another vehicle.
Devine's two children, 7-year-old Jason and 5-year-old Brandon, were also in the car. Jason died from his injuries. Officers say Devine told them he drank 5 to 6 shots of whiskey before getting behind the wheel. He is charged with criminal vehicular homicide. Devine remains in the Cass County Jail. A Fargo man has now been charged with murder, arson, and endangering by fire or explosion stemming from a fire on the city's north side. 44-year-old Sheldon Davis is accused in the death of 52-year-old Denise Anderson, whose body was found in an apartment fire last Thursday. Police say Anderson died of traumatic injuries before the fire.
Court records show Davis says he left his apartment early in the morning that Anderson's body was found, went to a friend's house, didn't find out about the fire and her death until that afternoon. When asked why the friend would not verify his alibi, Davis blamed the man's criminal history and alleged drug use. A GoFundMe page has been set up by one of the victim's friends to raise money to help Anderson's son cover funeral costs for his mother. The search for a man who fled police in the Northern Valley is over. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 28-year-old Julio Mendoza turned himself in to Grafton Police last night. Troopers say he was stopped Sunday afternoon near that town for driving after revocation and an expired registration. But he took off running. Officers ran into a Campbell Farms building, but a search of the facility came up empty.
Don't mess with police canines. That's the word from Bismarck police, who arrested a 24-year-old man for punching the window of a squad car carrying a police dog. 24-year-old Nicholas Demeters of Mandan is accused of provoking a canine unit after being kicked out of a bar Saturday night. Police say he was refusing to leave the property and warned not to approach that police canine vehicle, but he walked up to the marked car and hit the window. As he was later being medically cleared of intoxication at the hospital, he also allegedly spit on an officer's arm. He is now facing a charge of contact of bodily fluids. There is a debate raging that involves moms and dads and their children's backpacks. A lot of you are putting your child's name on their backpack, but police say it might not be the best idea.
They say that could make it easier for a predator or stranger to use your child's name and pretend they know. We asked parents what they think and if they get their children's backpacks embroidered with their names. A majority tell us they've put their child's name on their backpack before, but they can also see how it could be dangerous. It's a common target for customer complaints, but now the state of North Dakota is taking action to cut down on your time at the DMV. A year-long remodeling project just kicked off, but until it's done, people who need to take a written test have to do it at the NDSES location up in North Fargo on 19th Avenue.
All other driver's license transactions will remain at the DOT's current Fargo location. The average wait time at the Fargo driver's license office prior to the change was 1 hour and 40 minutes. We all know it. Life is a balancing act, and a new facility in the FM area is helping women become more centered.
The Valley Today's Abby Kirchner joins us live with more this morning. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Lisa and Jordan. I'm here at that new center, Becoming Balanced on 41st Street South here in Fargo. And it's all about just making sure women are reaching their best potential, both physically and mentally, and getting that help that they need. And I'm here with Dr. Desiree and Tricia, who are behind opening up this center. But Dr. Desiree, I first want to ask, why did you think this was such a needed facility here in the area?
Sure. Trish and I have seen plenty of women over the past few years in our therapy offices, and a recurring theme is people not having time to take care of themselves. Women juggle a lot. They're kind of working 2 full-time jobs if they've got kids, and so this is just a place for them to go and spend an hour maybe out of their week taking care of themselves.
And there really is so much to offer here. I know we just looked at the treadmill room, where I think it's super cool that you can do your counseling session as you're walking on the treadmill, get that workout out of the way as well. Kind of a double whammy there. But this room too is really important because the moment you walk in, you kind of feel that decompression. And so why was this room kind of important to incorporate into the center?
Sure. So we'll also use this room for groups once we start those, but we also wanted a place just for meditation, a place to unwind and relax.
Because women can check out these books here and just come and kind of read for an hour if they need.
Yeah, we're working on building up a library here where people can come check out some different reading material that may be helpful for them.
So it's so important just to, try to do that balancing act of taking care of yourself and taking care of others, but making sure that you're putting your physical and mental health first is so important. So that's why Becoming Balanced is a great place to do just that.
Abby Furchner reporting live for us this morning. Thank you.
Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. According to a new study, 66% of people surveyed say they never talk here.
I would agree with this. The answer is the elevator.
It's kind of awkward for everybody.
Yeah, you're too close to talk. We can talk this closely, though, about the weather today.
Yeah, it's a good forecast for most of the day today. We have some sunshine ahead of us, temperatures rising back into the 80s for highs. And this is through 7 o'clock. It's more into the evening hours tonight and overnight that we have a chance for storms, and a couple of them may become severe. So be weather aware later today and enjoy that sunshine.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on right now on the Fargo CW.